Hello, everybody. My name is Taylor. Welcome back to Chit Chat Thursdays with Taylor. In this episode, I have a special guest, Emily Ladau, who is here to talk about her book, Demystifying Disability. I read your book, Emily, and I'm excited to talk about it. But before we do, can you please tell me about yourself?
Absolutely. Hi, everyone. Hi, Taylor. I am so excited to be on your show. And just to tell you a little bit about myself, as you mentioned, my name is Emily. I am the author of a book called Demystifying Disability: What to Know, What to Say, and How to Be an Ally. I am a very passionate disability right advocate. I'm a storyteller, and I love educating people about the disability experience.
In your book, you talked about people's first language as your preference when you talk to someone with disability. Can you tell me why you prefer it over identity first language?
So actually, it's a little bit the opposite. So for me, I like to use identity first language. That being said, I think it's so important that we understand that there's no wrong answer for the language that people use when it comes to disability. A lot of people prefer to use person first language and to say person with a disability. And the person first movement is very deeply rooted in the power of self advocates who said, hey, we are not defined just by our disabilities. We are not less than a whole human being because we are disabled. And so we don't want you to just see us for our disabilities. We want you to see us as a whole person. And so I have so much respect for that movement and from where it came from the hearts and the minds of self advocates who wanted to move away from the stigma that was being placed on them because of disability. There's also a way of thinking about language, which is identity first language. And so that is seeing disability as part of your identity, as what makes you who you are, just as much as if you were Catholic or Jewish or gay or Black, right? Whatever identity you hold, that's part of who you are, and disability is a part of who you are. And so for me, I use identity first language and say that I'm a disabled person, but sometimes I'll also say that I'm a person with a disability. And neither of those is wrong. They're both really, really important ways that people in the disability community can refer to ourselves and express who we are to people.
In the earlier part of the book, you talked about the do's and don'ts when you're saying right words in a conversation with the individual of a disability. I know personally that people do not realize how certain words or a phrase might affect someone negatively. What ideas can you share to someone wanting to learn how to speak positively or engage with someone with a disability in a positive manner?
This is such a great question. And one thing that I always remind people is to think about how you would want to be treated. You wouldn't want someone to use disrespectful language when talking to you. So, why would you use disrespectful language when talking to anybody else? And so, when it comes to disability, people so often use words that are slurs or that are very, very mean as insults, and they throw them around like it's not going to hurt somebody, but it really can hurt somebody. Words have a lot of power. And so, my biggest suggestion for people who want to make sure that they're engaging with people with disabilities in a positive way is to be very thoughtful about the words that you use. Remember that when you say, that's crazy, or that's insane, or oh, that's so lame, you think you're just saying that something is wild, or you think that you're just saying that something is bad. But what you're really doing is using words that are connected to disability in a negative way. And that can have a very harmful effect on people. So just make minor changes in the language that you use. Think before you speak, and remember that disability doesn't mean that someone is not worthy of respect.